Hello, today we're going to talk about RSD or Rejection Sensitivity Dysphoria. This is something that lots of neurodiverse people have, but not all neurodiverse people have. And it's also something that people who aren't neurodiverse, like neurotypical people, can also have it. But I think it's a really important topic to dig into, particularly if you're, if you are neurodiverse or you are living and loving somebody who is. Understanding how RSD works is really, really important. And I think a lot of the time we get shamed for our RSD. We are told we're too sensitive, we should toughen up, we're being unreasonable, right? As if it's something that we can manage. We can just tell ourselves, just stop it right now. And magically it will disappear. So I think the clue in here is the word dysphoria, right? Dysphoria means it's the way that our brain works. It's not an emotion or some kind of thing that we have control over. It is the way that our brain innately works. It's our default programming. So in order to overcome our default programming, that's actually a lot of work, right? And just telling ourselves not to be so sensitive is not actually going to fix it. So I think that's a baseline understanding of it. It's not something that you shoulda, woulda, coulda done better. It's like, oh wow, this is how my brain works. And I know for me, I can be having a conversation with my husband and he will say something that to him seems very innocuous, right? Very not a big deal. And I will just shut up like a fan. And I remember one time we were sitting in bed talking and, I was we were holding hands or something like that. And then he said something and I took my hand away and I kind of shrunk it on myself. And then I went, that really hurt my feelings. And he went, yeah, I noticed. And it wasn't the thing. It triggered my RSD, right? So what he said wasn't even particularly hurtful. I can't even remember what it was now. So obviously it wasn't anything particularly bad. But something about that triggered that RSD response, which is a super, super heightened response to a set of stimuli, right? So it's not like, oh, I'm a bit thin-skinned. It's like you kind of have this crazy out there response to a situation. Sometimes I talk to my clients and I'm like, yeah, it's like we just want to burn it all down, right? You get the flamethrower out and just burn it all down. So an argument or a disagreement with a partner can trigger, that's it, I'm leaving, because it's that super heightened response. My husband is a very clever man, and when we first got married, we did the hand fasting ceremony and we committed for a year and a day, because I think he was aware of my tendencies to get the flamethrower out, right? And I remember a couple of years into our relationship and something happened. Again, can't even remember what it was. And I'm like, that's it, I'm leaving you. And he's like, nope, you've got 5 months, 2 weeks, 3 days and 6 hours. And if you still feel like you want to leave me in that amount of time, then you can go. But for now, you made a commitment for a year and a day, and I'm holding you to it. I mean, by the afternoon, I was over it. So it's not like he was coercively holding me into a relationship. But what he did was he gave me breathing room, right? He gave me a safety and a holding, a way of being held to support me through those really intense moments of RSD. So I hope this is helpful for you to understand you're not being crazy, right? It's not that you should be whatever. It's like the brain is wired to respond this way. So what can we do about RSD, right? Are we fated to forever have these super heightened responses and weird moments that are obviously always super inconvenient? I think no, right? I think that we need to understand there's always that tendency there. So I kind of check in with myself. When I get a really heightened response, I'm like, I put it through the old shit deflector. Your shit, my shit, your shit, my shit, your shit, my shit. And then I go, I'm having a really heightened response to this particular situation. Okay, this is probably a lot of it is my shit. And then I go, you know, if I wasn't feeling like this, would this be such a big thing for me? And if the answer is no, as it most often is, then I go, okay, I'm having an RSD moment. I just need to work through it. I just need to live through it because I know it will change, right? It's often very intense, but quite short-lived. And so I think that's the other thing to remember. You're not always going to feel like this. In the moment, it might feel like you're always going to feel like this, and you need to get the flamethrower out and burn your entire life down. But it will pass. And so I think trying to go into a bit of a damage control process of going, it feels like this, but just hold, kind of don't overreact, just and let it pass through, I think is a really effective way of coping with it. And then the other way of coping with it is actually setting up your life so that you are able to be in a regulated state most of the time. Note the words most. We are never, ever, ever going to be in a regulated state all of the time, right? That is a ridiculous thing to expect of ourselves and to ask of ourselves. But we do set structures up around us that help us stay regulated. If we let the significant people in our lives know, hey, I have RSD. Sometimes I'm going to have a super heightened response that will make no sense to anyone, including me. Can you just give me the space to work through this, or can you not react to my hyperreactivity in that moment because it will pass? I think those are the things that are really good ways to not only support ourselves through these really intense moments, but also to help those around us understand that actually it isn't about them. We don't hate them, even though we might feel like it at that moment and may even tell them that. But it's not reflective of our regulated state. So hopefully that's helpful, and that will help you stop trying to stop having RSD, right? You're not going to magically think it away. You're not going to magically stop having these really intense responses. But you can be aware that they're an intense response. You can set up some structures with the people around you and even for yourself to hold you through these really intense emotional responses. And then you can get good at repairing from those, both internally and with those around you. See you next time.